Hello and welcome to the fifth video lecture of Principles of Marketing, Semester 1, Module number 1. In today's video lecture, we are going to study about importance of marketing. So far, we have discussed basic definitions of marketing, nature of marketing. Today, we shall see why marketing is important. So, why marketing is important? Basically, if you see some common things that you can understand about marketing is it is a link between producer and seller, that is producer and the consumer. Secondly, it gets some feedback information also from the consumers to the company, right? Thirdly, which is probably the most important thing, is that if you see all the departments in an organization, marketing is probably the only department that will generate revenues for the organization. Rest all the departments generate only cost. So that is why marketing has some very important uh, place in an organization. So let us see point by point what are the importance or important things that marketing does. As I've said, marketing is the only department in the organization which generates revenue, and from revenue comes our profits, and from profits comes our shareholders value. So that is why marketing department is considered as one of the most important department in any organization. We always look at sales volume, sales revenues, what is the profit. Everyone, whenever they want to invest into any company, they ask what are the profits, what are its sales volume, are they increasing. So these all things depend upon the marketing department. The second point to consider is marketing helps to achieve, maintain and raise the standard of living of general public. Now how does it do so? We say that marketing helps to achieve, maintain and raise the standard of living. Marketing is a means through which production and purchasing power are converted into consumption. Marketing, like for example, better marketing we can say, if we do marketing in a good way, we can generate lot of interest in the product. Because there is lot of interest in a product, there is more demand for a particular product. More demand means we have to supply more, that is we have to produce more, that is it leads to mass production. That is what I'm saying is better marketing leads to mass production. If there is mass production, then the cost per unit that is manufactured, mass production means producing in a very large quantity. You might have seen that if you produce any item in smaller quantity, the cost per unit is high for that. Similarly, if you produce any item in a very large quantity, the cost per unit is low. So that is why better marketing, as I have already said, it is leads to mass production, and mass production leads to low cost per unit. Low cost per unit means people can buy more of that quantity, or the buying power which is there with the people or general public increases. Because there is more buying power, there is high standard of living. People can afford certain things, afford those things, and hence if people can afford those things, they can purchase those things, and that is why there is high standard of living among general public. There are other points like marketing increases employment opportunities. We see there whenever we read any newspaper, there are so many ads requirements for marketing executives, sales executive, front office executive. So all these are basically marketing jobs. So what is happening is marketing is giving lot of jobs and employment opportunities to youth and public at large. Marketing involves various functions we have seen in a previous video lecture, which may be transportation, buying, selling, warehousing, financing, risk management, etc. And in all these functions, there are jobs related to this, and hence it creates lot and lot of jobs. These functions create a need for different specialization. People with different skills are needed to handle these jobs. about 30 to 40% population depends directly or indirectly on marketing. As from a survey it has been found out that about 30% to 40% people either are directly or indirectly related to marketing activities. Now, marketing increases national income. Now, how does marketing depend upon national income? We know that GDP, NNP, all these are calculated based upon the purchasing power parity. Now, what is GDP? GDP stands for gross domestic product. NNP stands for net national product. So what are these things? So GDP, to in a very simpler version, I would like to tell you, GDP is the total production or total value of all the products and services that are produced in a nation or in a geographical location of a country and in a particular year, that is financial year. So what are the total value of all goods and services that are produced in an economy. So now what happens in this is, uh, see, people have more purchasing power, so they will demand more products. Because more demand is there for a particular product, more production happens. Because more production happens, the GDP increases or expands. So marketing increases the national income of company, so of the economy. Also, purchasing power has also increased because of marketing. So that is why it is not only that production has increased, simultaneously the purchasing power has also increased, and there is a balance between the purchasing power and the production that is happening. Now, a fifth point, marketing helps to maintain stability and development by maintaining demand supply balance. We know that there exists a demand supply balance. Just now we were discussing the point where the production, marketing does not only help in production, that is, it does not only help in increasing the production of a economy or production in an economy, it also helps in increasing the purchasing power. So there is a nice balance between production units and the consumers, that is the households, and that is why this balance is maintained by marketing. Similarly, if we see in this a similar kind of a point, which is our next point, link between producer and consumer. See, we know that marketing is a link between producer and consumer. The items that are manufactured in the factory are distributed through the distribution channel and brought close to the consumers. So these all things are represent a link between the factories which are producing the items and the consumers who are consuming the items that are produced by the factories. Also, we know that in marketing we have the distribution channel, that is the wholesalers, the retailers who come between the producers and the consumers. So this link is very important, not only for the flow of the products and services from the producer to the consumer, but also for the flow of information and feedback about these products and services from the consumer to the factories or to the producers. It removes the imbalance of supply and demand by transferring surpluses. Now, what do you mean by this? Now, suppose if you have many products and you have a surplus demand for any product or any brand, so what will you do? Generally, if the demand is so much that you cannot cater to it, the demand, that is, you cannot produce so many products or items of that products or so many units of those product, then what will you do? You will try to shift the demand. How you will shift the demand? You will try to shift the demand to some other brand. Now suppose we'll take an example which you can understand and relate to very easily. Suppose if you are going to a movie theater, you'll see the pricing in a very similar way in every movie theater or any multiplex you go. Sunday and Saturday, the price of the movie tickets are high compared to Wednesday pricing. Why is it so? Why? Because the demand for Sunday and Saturday, that is Saturday evening show, Friday shows also many times. If it is released on a Friday, then the price of those tickets will be high because people want to see that movie on whenever they are free, that is on Saturdays and Sundays. But the demand for the movie dips on say Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. This is the midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where most of the employees, most of the businessmen are busy in their work. So what happens many times is these people, that is the multiplex owners, the cinema theater owners, they want to shift the demand which is high in the weekends towards the midweek. So how do they do? They do this by changing the price, that is the pricing policy. What they do is they reduce the price of the tickets in the midweek and they increase the price in the weekend. So people, especially the price sensitive market which is there, and that is the price sensitive consumers, student groups, they would tend to probably buy tickets in the midweeks. So that is one way how you can shift the surplus demand, and similarly you can shift the surplus supply also, and you can maintain the balance between supply and demand. And lastly, it creates utilities of time, place and possession for the consumer. We know that marketing provides three main utilities for the consumer, that is utility of time, utility of place and utility of possession. What is utility of time? Utility of time represents that suppose if you are a consumer and you want to purchase a particular item, then what will you do? You will probably go to the nearby kirana shop and purchase it. Suppose if you want to purchase sugar, so you will go to the nearby kirana shop or nearby whatever mall you have, or whatever place which sells sugar, you'll purchase from it. Why? Because it saves time. It does not make sense that you go to the factory and purchase it from the factory. Why? Because the factory might be located in some village which is very much far from your place. So it will save time for you. It will also, what it will do is it will brand the product and it will give you a promise that brands, if it is a well known brand, it is actually a promise to the consumer saying that the product that you are purchasing is of very good quality. Suppose if you purchase something like a branded product, you know that the quality is very good, so there's no need to search or no need to think much when you are purchasing, so it saves much time for you as a consumer. So that is one thing, that it provides time utility. Secondly, it provides place utility. Place utility in the sense you place means distribution. So it the product that is manufactured in a factory which is far away from you, take for example sugar itself, which was manufactured in a sugar factory or a sugar mill which is located hundreds of kilometers from your place, is packed and brought to a place that is very close to you, and hence it provides you place utility. That is, it is distributed from the producer to the wholesaler, from the wholesaler it comes to the retailer, and from the retailer you can purchase it. So through the distribution channel it goes and it comes to a place which is very convenient to you to purchase, and hence it creates place utility. And also it creates possession utility. Possession talks about ownership. The ownership, suppose whenever sales happen, ownership is transferred from uh, the person, that is the retailer, to the, or the owner of the brand, to the purchaser, that is consumer. So the transfer of ownership happens whenever you are purchasing, and in sales that happens. So these are some of the points which covers the importance of marketing. There are many more points you can add up to these points if you want. So with this we cover today's lecture. In the next lecture we shall discuss some more points about model number 1.